Good morning, it is just past 10 a.m. on Friday the 20th of November 2020. My name is Arran Hunt, I am a partner at Stace Hammond and I head up the Migration Partners team. Now this morning I did mention we were going to be having a session with Immigration New Zealand regarding the skilled migrant category visas. Now at 9:45, so a quarter of an hour before it was supposed to start, we got an email saying that we regret to advise you that we must postpone today's webinar on the skilled migrant category due to an upcoming related policy change. In the interest of transparency, it is important that we are able to provide you with accurate information. Now, we have been looking at the skilled migrant category with changes coming through. We had heard things back many months ago on that. We didn't want to say too much until we actually had confirmation, and this would show confirmation that the skilled migrant category is going to have changes. What those changes are, we don't know yet. We have a few ideas, or at least a few guesses, but we don't want to sort of go out there with what they are just yet. We want to hear what Immigration New Zealand have to say and what they do announce. Now the webinar has been delayed by a week, so it's next Friday now at 10 o'clock, but we expect that there will be a policy announcement prior to that. When we do have that, we will let you know. Whether this is going to affect the EOIs already in the pool, we don't know. We suspect that it will. So anything in the pool may no longer be valid when the change comes through. We'll see that as an allowance they can do. Applications that have already been made, so you've gone past the EOI stage, you've got the invitation and you've made the application, they should not be changed. That's just general policy of immigration, that they won't make changes to applications that have already been made. But remember that an EOI itself is a request to apply, it's not an application in itself. The application occurs after you've had the invitation to apply and you've sent the documents in. I will link in the description of this video, I did a document last year, an article going through the steps of a skilled migrant application so you understand how it all works. But yes, so we'll come back to you when we have more on that. It should be within the next week, with the webinar being scheduled to next Friday. The other thing, the other big news today, so it'll be a very short video, but I think this is going to be some good news, at least to a few of you who have made comments in the last few weeks about this. The Immigration New Zealand the government actually, I suppose, has snuck through a few changes to the border exceptions. Not so much changes, but they've extended some of the border exceptions. Now, previously the critical health worker extensions were all sort of based around the end of December. That's now 31st of March 2021. Included in that is internationally qualified nurses who are invited to come to New Zealand by the Nursing Council of New Zealand and are enrolled in a competence assessment program, a CAP, which starts before 31 March 2021. I know a few of you in the comments are in that position where you do have CAP enrollments, you are ready to go, and you were waiting to hopefully see this extension, which we've said a few times that the extension will most likely be coming, and here it is. So good days for you. That the extension is now in place, so you can now make that application for the critical purpose visitor visa or the critical purpose reason to cross the border exception. We'll do a link in the description of the video so you can see the new wording, but really the wording is just a change of the date. And if you do have a CAP enrolment that starts before 31st of March 2021, so you can come and be a qualified nurse here, then fantastic, get that application in for that border exception, and welcome to the country. That is it for today. We were planning to do more about the skilled migrant. We actually do want to do a video going over the whole skilled migrant process so that when it does open again you're aware of how it works. Sort of extend on the article which I'll link to, but we want to wait until we see what these new rules are going to be, which as I said should be in the next week. Other than that, there hasn't been much movement in immigration. One thing to note is we do see immigration tightening down on what they expect from those applying to bring their partners from overseas. So if the residents and citizens bringing their partners in from visa waiver countries, they are, I suppose, changing their view on what living together means. We're seeing applications now that are being declined when they would have been granted a month or two ago when this category opened up. So definitely, if you're going to do those applications, make sure that you either get assistance or at least focus on the living together. Say that you have lived together between these states. Try and avoid the word holiday, because you are with them, you are spending a few months with them, you're living with them. You're not just passing through, you're there with your loved one. So make sure you focus on that, so it's clear to immigration that you were living together. As always, provide as much evidence as you can to show that in good evidence. And that is about it for today's video. Very short, very sweet, and some good news there for the nurses overseas looking to come to New Zealand to be nurses here. We'll come back to you when the skilled migrant category changes are announced, or anything else big happens with immigration in New Zealand. Until then, weekend coming up, have a good weekend, kia kaha, stay safe, and we'll be back soon.